Hello, welcome to another Divi Engine webinar. I hope that you can all see me. Can you just, if you guys can just let me know in the comments. You can see me, if you can hear me okay. Hello, Mohammed. How's it going? Nice to see you. Can you hear me correctly? I've done some changes to the audio. Well, this is last time we had the webinar. I had a my PC was broken, so it was in repair. It's back now, so it's been repaired. So I've had to play with the settings, and I hope I've got it right. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, great. Tattoo Goon. Nice name. So I'm glad you can hear me correctly. And I think the video is 1080p now, whereas last time it was pretty poor quality. I'm new to this. This is like a second webinar. Alex, nice to see you. Hop, nice to see you. And Neil, how's it going, all of you? So great to have you here. Also, Heidi, the other thing I was thinking is it would be amazing for all of us to kind of have a meetup and have like almost like a Zoom meeting. I don't know how. I was just something that occurred to me earlier. I would love to see you guys face to face, and for us to have like a kind of a get together. So I'm thinking maybe we could also schedule something like that. I don't know how often, where we can all just meet, and maybe we can have random questions that we can chat about. But that's something else that's separate to the webinar. The webinar is specific to one topic. Hi Sarah, hi Morgans. I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly, but I do always speak to you. So you can access the webinar later. It will be on YouTube, and you can access it. I know, obviously, because we have customers from all over the whole world. It's difficult to find a time. Yeah, so the one thing I was so we calling this a webinar Wednesday because last time we had the stream, it was on a Wednesday, and it happens to be on a Wednesday today again. So we decided to call it Webinar Wednesday, and I think we'll do it monthly, where we have a webinar, and it won't just be on BodyCommerce. It'll be on the other plugins as well. So we'll have one on Nitro, Mega Menu, Mobile, Protect, and our new plugin, which is coming out very soon, probably next week, if we can get it done in time, hopefully. So I almost pronounced your name right. I can't say it. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll wait for 5 past. It's 4 past now, so just wait for other people to come in. We have 20 people viewing at the moment, so that's pretty cool. It's nice to see people are joining, and I know that we had some feedback that it was really helpful the last webinar, even though it wasn't the best quality, or my computer was really slow, so things took a time to load. But anyway, hi Mohammed. I love the French language, but I can't pronounce French. Les Aventures de Biscuits. So I know your website where you sell the biscuits, and I think your website's beautiful. Using BodyCommerce, and you have another plugin which you use for your product, for your to customize the text on the biscuits, and I think that's a pretty cool feature. Yeah, no, I love seeing all the websites that you guys make, BodyCommerce and Divi. It gives me great pride and joy to see it being used on such brilliant websites. So keep up the good work. Okay, so it's 5 past. Before I start, a bit of my own sense of humor. I'm not very I'm not very neat and whatever. Anyway, I'm wearing a nice smart shirt. You can see the Divi engine logo on it embroidered on there. looks brilliant. But how many of you over this COVID time were in a meeting, and we're wearing a nice shirt, and then wearing some shorts? I don't know if you can see that, but I'm wearing shorts and a nice small shirt. So anyway, you can only see my shirt, so we'll we'll just leave it as that. But I thought I had to confess that I don't always look, this ship shape and wearing smart shirts, but I do love it. Okay, so let's crack on. So I'm going to start off with the custom. So today we're talking about a custom loop layout. So the custom loop layout. I've got two screens over here, so I'll focus on this screen. The custom loop layout. So this feature is probably one of the biggest features in our plugin BodyCommerce that really helps you to create a unique website, and the possibilities are endless. So by default with Divi, you don't have much flexibility in terms of what you want. The category pages and the shop page, you are very limited in what actually you can show for each product on that page. So so the custom loop layout allows you to customize the category and shop pages to your heart's content. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just jump in straight and show you. This is a shop page that I've created just quickly. And in here, this is the default Divi product loop. That's what a product loop is called. So right now it's a loop. So a loop means something that goes again and again and again and again. So it's looping over and over. So this is a loop of products. So i.e. one product, two product, three products. So it's looping through the products, and it's displaying the content for each product. So this is the default one that you get with Divi. And with WooCommerce, and if you use another theme, they'll have their own, bog standard style. So what happens if you want to add like a box shadow, or what happens if you want to add other information in there, such as maybe meta information, maybe you want to have two images. I don't know. What if you want to change the way this looks? How do you do that? Well, before BodyCommerce, you'd have to either customize it a lot with CSS, or customize the code and CSS. So it becomes time consuming. So with BodyCommerce, we give you the ability to create a custom loop. Now, what I've done like a little diagram in Photoshop just to kind of show you what a custom loop is. Okay, so right now, what a custom loop layout, that's what we call it, a custom loop layout. So if we look at one product, here we have, I'm just going to enable these titles. So here we have, sorry, I have a head in my mouth. Here we have a thumbnail. So we have the product thumbnail. Then we have the product title, even though it's really small. And then we have the add to cart module, even though it says out of stock. So here we go. We've added these three modules, for example. And for each product, it will therefore show the thumbnail, the title, and the add to cart. Now, if we add other modules in there, let's say we add ratings, it will therefore show the ratings for each product in the loop. If we add short description, for example, it will let's say we add the short description just over here, it will therefore show the short description for that product, and then for the next product, it will show the short description for that product. Okay, so what the custom loop layout allows you to do is to create this individual layout, and then that gets repeated for each product. Here we can see that then for this product, it's again has the thumbnail, has the title, which is different to this one, and it has the add to cart. This one, obviously, you can add to basket. This one's out of stock. Add to basket, add to basket, basket. So you can see you have these 5 different products, all with different content, but all using the same template, which is called the custom loop layout. So let's just jump straight into it, okay? So in BodyCommerce, shop category pages, we have this shop template that I've created. In this shop template, so if anybody who isn't up to scratch, you basically maybe check out the other videos, our previous webinar, and then you'll be up to scratch with what you have to do here. But in the shop template, I have these 2 modules. I have the category loop, which is really irrelevant to the custom loop, but just shows you there is the category loop. So it's a loop of the available categories. Let me just remove this for arguments just for now. And then we have the product loop layout. So let's update that while I'm talking. Okay, so the product loop layout, the product loop module in there, I've currently have it specified as the default style. Okay, so we look at here, it says default. Now that will just show this default Divi BodyCommerce layout. So I want to create a custom layout. I want to create a custom style. How do I go about doing that? Well, first of all, you need to create your custom loop layout. You need to create your layout that you specify exactly what modules you want on the page for each product. So here, go to Divi library. In here, add a new layout. I like to call it loop layout. But here you can, you can do. I'm just going to call it webinar because I have a couple that I've been playing with when offering support. You can add it to a category, but it's not important, so I'm not going to do that because some people might be confused. Just so you know, heads up, we are soon going to be hopefully releasing an update once the new plugin is launched, where we'll have a lot more of the modules. We're going to completely relook at the visual builder of all the different modules. So the loop layout, we're going to create a better way of visually seeing this. Right now, it's you can see it. And for example, okay, let's just start off from scratch. Okay, so you want to add a section, okay, for the custom loop layout. It must be a section. I think I just rushed past that, didn't I? So I'm just going to do that again. When adding a new layout, in the layout tab, choose section. Okay. So we have the section in here. I can divide the rows up. I'm just going to keep it as one column. Now, what you can just type in the search bar is loop. And here you can see all the available modules. If you go to our documentation and go to Divi BodyCommerce modules, in here, if you click on product loop modules, it will therefore show you all the available modules, what it does, and where you can use it. For my sake, I'm just going to type in loop, and then I can see all the loop modules where it says product page dash loop layout. So here we go. I'm going to add a thumbnail. So let's add a thumbnail. For now, I'm just going to leave it as default. I'm going to add a title. Make that an H1. No, I'm not going to make it H1. I'm going to make it an H3 because it's in a loop. I'm going to add price. And I'm going to add to cart. Okay, I'll get into all the different details, but I just want to show you how it works for now. Here I've added a title, price, thumbnail, title, price, and add to cart. Let's just update this layout. So this is my custom loop layout that I've created. This one, for example, I've just had the thumbnail, title, add to cart. And my one, I've added the price as well. So go back to the shop layout, reload the page. And in here, I can choose custom layout, and then I have to specify this template that I've created. So when you specify this, for each product that is in this product loop, it will look for this new loop layout webinar in order to determine what content is displayed. So if we save this and reload the page, we'll hopefully see, there we go. So we have the thumbnail, the title, the price, and the add to cart. Doesn't look great, but you can see where we can get started. So what I want to show you a couple things. Okay, so what you can start doing is in a section you can start to add a box shadow. You can add some borders. I want to show you something that I think a lot of people get mixed up on. So you can see there's quite a lot of white space, isn't it? It's quite a large white space, and I'll show you why in a sec. Oh, I added it to the wrong thing. So I need to add the box shadow and the border to the loop layout. Yeah, so it's 5. Okay, so that is, there we go. So now we can see how you can kind of start to use the builder to really create these loop layout, sections. So there's a couple issues that I have with my version. The first is there's too much white space above and the bottom, and there isn't a gap between my my products. So I'm just going to show you a way how you can debug these things. It's not only relevant to this, it's relevant to everything on your website. So if you right click and inspect, this will pull up an inspect tool. If you've never used this, I highly recommend using this. And with the inspect tool, it gives you a list of all the HTML for the page and the CSS on the side, which tells you exactly what is the CSS. I refer to as like coloring in. So it tells you exactly the coloring in, or the appearance of things. So if I'm going to hover over this, I'm going to look. Okay, I can go down the list. I can see, there we go. There's my UL, my loop of products, and there's my list of products. And here I can see, you see like the green space, that is padding, and if it's orange, is margins. So that green space, you can see there's quite a large space at the top and the bottom of my product, which I don't like. Where's it coming from? Well, if I hover over it, I can see, there we go, ET_PB_section. So I know that it's from a section. If I look over here, I can see, there we go, there's the culprit, padding 54. You can actually disable that to have a little look and see what changes it makes. But here I can see, okay, my section has a padding of 54. Now, which section is this? Is it in the shop page, or is it in the loop layout? Well, we know it's in the loop layout because it's inside. It's only for, if you look over here, it's for each product. Here I can see the section. I can see the row. So you can see the row's got a width of 80%, and it's got padding on top and bottom. Then we can see the column. And in the column, we can see our module, the thumbnail module, the title module, the price module, and the add to cart module. Again, you can see quite a lot of margin on top of the add to cart module. But I think that's because of our setting that I've enabled called push it right to the bottom. Anyway, we'll get to that later. So what I want to do is I want to remove the space on top and bottom. So I'm going to go into my loop layout, in my section, design, spacing, and padding top and bottom, make it 0. Then we'll see what happens. Like that. There we go. So you see the spacing has been removed. I want spacing between my products. Well, how do I go about doing that? Well, you can even actually inspect and try yourself. I'll put that on the section. You can put margin. So you can actually just add CSS here, which is pretty cool. You add a margin bottom of 4. I think actually I have is. I'm going to remove that for now. I'll remove those 2 settings, and I'll show you that in a second. First of all, just normal. Okay, so you can see that's how it's normally done. Now, in this section, if I want space between my products, I can then add spacing, margin bottom, 40 pixels, for example. And that will add space in between because I'm adding a margin. Now, I'll show you when I inspect, or you can actually see that. So there's that space between. If I inspect it, I go down the list. There's my section. You see it's orange. And I can see the CSS, margin bottom, 40 pixels. That's a really clever way to kind of work out where the space is coming from. Another issue is, let's say you don't have a border, doesn't matter. Let's say you don't have a box shadow, okay? And you have this big white space between your products. Now, where's that coming from? Well, let's inspect. Let's take a little look. Here you can see those like dotted lines. That's the grid that we're using. So you can see the grid isn't the sole calls, because if you see my mouse, this little white space over here in between the thumbnail and the grid dotted lines, there's more space there. If we hover down, oh, there we go. That's the culprit. What is that? ET_PB_row. So the row is not full width of the column. So here we go. We can go into our layout, our loop layout, in the row, design, not spacing, sizing. We can see the width is 80%. So it's 80% of the container. So if we just bump that up to 100%, confirm that, the gap will get smaller. Great. So now if we inspect it, we can see that it is full width from the dotted lines. But how do we maybe reduce the space between the dotted lines, between the grid? Again, we can use the gutter width for Divi, and this isn't on the loop layout. This is on product loop, because the loop layout is only for inside the grid, inside each grid item. The loop layout. So any spacing that's inside the dotted lines, that is the loop layout. Any spacing that's outside of the dotted lines is the actual shop page template that we're looking at. So here in the row, we can specify custom gutter width. And we can push that down to 240. Save that. And load. Yeah, you can see the gaps got smaller. So that's how you can, you can really get to grips with how to manipulate the spacing, what modules, box shadows, borders, animations, like when you hover, things pop up. You can really go to town. One thing I have noticed, actually, this button is not in line. Looks pretty awful, doesn't it? So let's just inspect it. I know the issue, and this is actually caused by default Divi. So let's just hover over it, take a look. Now if I hover over the button, what does that orange space mean? Orange space means margin. If I take a look on the right hand side, I can see, there we go, margin top. If I remove that, it goes up really nice, doesn't it? Quantity. Where's it coming from? If I hover over that, I can see it comes from plugins, WooCommerce, assets, CSS, WooCommerce.css. So it's coming from WooCommerce CSS. It's not coming from BodyCommerce or Divi. So actually, it's coming from WooCommerce. So how do we actually remove this? Well, this is the beauty of using the custom loop layout. You have complete control of what you can do. So for example, you want to remove the space of that? Well, go into the add to cart. So this, if we look over here, this module is the add to cart. If you want to know, you can just inspect it, and then under ETPB module, you can see price. Okay, so it's not that one. ETPB module, ATC stands for add to cart. That's our name. Anyway, so we're going to go into the add to cart module in the loop layout, and in there I can go to design. I can go down to the button, custom styles for the button. Here I can go to margin top, put that as 0, and I can therefore move space above the button. There we go. Works well. Again, you can use the Divi builder to customize the size of the like for example, that title in my opinion is too small. So we can you can actually use the visual builder here, but as I said to you, it's going to be better in the future update. We're going to make it a lot better. We're going to make it actually live and for it to because at the moment this add to cart module is just a preview of how to look actually on the product page. So it's not the best. We are going to look into this. The title text, we can change the size to, I don't know, and yeah, you can update that. So now I'm not going to go too much into styling. I'm going to go into functionality. So again, any questions you have, please fire them in, and at the end of the webinar, I'll go to the answers. I think it's important for me right now to just go through some of the functionality that I think I've explained the custom loop well enough so far. Now I want to go through the different modules, how you can really make your website stand out. So in each of our loop layout modules, we have and will add some really cool features that extend it even further. For example, the thumbnail module. Here you can specify exactly the thumbnail size. You can make it linked to the product page, and the image style, you can make it so it's like flip image, for example. The flip image means that when you are on a when you hover over it, it'll flip over to the second image of the product. So you can see the title is changed in size now because I've done that. And there are no images for this one. Okay, let me the beanie. Not my styling. It's just when I when I'm doing updates and checking stuff, I always do like crazy colors because it helps me really see. Okay, so here we have one image for the beanie. Let's say we want to add a flip image. You add it in the product gallery. Here I could have, I don't know, let's just make the cap as a flip. I know it's not ideal. But here we go. Hover over it and it changes to a cap. That's a nice nice feature for the thumbnail. The price is another interesting one. You can add text directly before and after. You can change the value to the selected variable price. Okay, actually, before we get there, I have a, okay, top page. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the Divi theme options and change the number of products that we're showing. At the moment, there's 5. If I go down, here, we do -1. -1, it will show all of them. Not there, then product loop. Hard to have a custom layout. Okay. So custom loop query is something that I was testing before, so I didn't know that was on. Custom loop query, I'm not going to go into it now, but it allows you to create custom loops of exactly what modules you want to, what products you want to show. Just going to leave that off for now. Go into here and it should show me all my products now. Okay, so I have some products here, some single products. I also have a variable product like the hoodie. Now what happens if I want to show, what happens if I don't want the customer to go to the product page? I want them just to be able to add the product to the cart there and then. Here in the loop layout with the add to cart module, for example, you can enable variation options on archive page. What this does, it allows you to enable, if you do the question mark, we'll explain it a bit more, but it allows you to enable the variation options on an archive page. Now, because we're on the shop page, that's an archive page. Now, if I reload it, here we can see the variation options. Doesn't look the best because I've just thrown in some random colors for testing, so bear with me there. But you can really see how you can create some really clever designs with our modules and our settings. Now, this price, £5 to £73. What happens if I want to just show one price? There we go. We can go, okay, actually, I want to change the selected variable price. Change to selected variable price in the price module. So I can select that. Show when the variable, show the lowest price first. Enable that. Okay, so what I've done here is I'm saying, okay, I'll just show one price. When I change the variable product, it will then change to that price. And right now it's £5, which is the lowest. Let's just try one. So there we go. So 23, 5, 57, 10 changes to the price. And you can also change the appearance of that price as well. So you can see how you can really use our modules to make things really clever, like really unique. The other thing you can do is the short description. On this one, you can have a custom word count. You can even have it so you can have read more and then link the read more text to somewhere on the page. So before I get onto this one, I want to show you the other module, which is view. You can see how, I mean, really, there's so many different options on this with BodyCommerce. View product is simply a button that just says view. It doesn't add to cart. So I can say view product or just view, and I can actually add a custom ending. Let's say if I want somebody to click on that page, and once they're on that page, to scroll down to maybe the buy now. So you could have, view, and then you can scroll down to, I don't know, the description or something. If you put hashtag and then description, it will then scroll down to the section that has the RD description. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have a look at anchor points with Divi, or please, ask me and I can explain it further. So there you can have a custom URL ending. So it'll go to the product page and then scroll down to the description. Likewise, with the short description, let's say you want a custom word count, then you can go to read more, link read more text, custom URL, you can do the same, description. And when they click on the read more, it will therefore, like with the short description, it will limit the words, I don't know, to 20 words, and then it will have a read more like text with a link. They click on that and then it'll go to the product page and then scroll down to that description. That's, you know, these are clever ways you can really use the modules. Attributes can, this way gets a bit confusing. Attributes just shows a specific attribute. It doesn't allow you to select the attributes or show all the attributes like this. This is for variations. This is the add to cart module. Attributes will just specify a label, so color red or something. Meta description. Again, in here you can show categories, tags, SKU. You can do so much. Put meta items on a separate line, put title and value on separate lines, remove border, remove titles. You know, so you can really explore and these options. As you can see, each one has their own specific option. If something's in stock, you can change the title to "We have it," and then when the product's in stock, it'll say "We have it" rather than "in stock." Here's another one: change to selected variable stock status. So if each variation has a different stock status, it will therefore change. Hide stock text when stock is 0. So there's a lot you can do. Even with the add to cart module, if I go into that one, you know, you can hide the add to cart if it's out of stock. You can make the button full width of the row, so it'll extend all the way out. You can center align the quantity and the button. You can change the simple product button text to add to cart, or the variable product text to please select your options, as for example. So there's so much that each of these modules can do. And yeah, I think it's really exciting playing with this, because you can add almost any module that can be used inside the loop layout. You can add a text module, you can add a image model, you can add a video, you can even add a gallery if you want, but you can't add things like the checkout page modules, or even some of the product pages like the gallery, like our PP gallery module. So for example, if I want to add a gallery here, at the moment you can't add this PP gallery module here, because this is for the product page. You can't add the tabs, for example, because the tabs aren't meant to be there. But you can just play around and use things. Okay, so I think that's a good place for me to stop now and to answer some questions. If there are no more questions, I'll blabber on even further. So my first question, and I'm going to be reading this on this page, so bear with me. We have a variable item set up like this, but when you choose the variation, it drops down with a full short description. Can that be disabled? Okay, so at the moment, no, I haven't actually looked at that, to be honest. And if you want to have, okay, so I think we will add that as in the next update. We'll add the ability to hide the short description. Follow-on question: would you want to have it so that it is custom, like word count, so it's all kind of neat with read more, or do you think that's not necessary? It actually wouldn't read more, because sorry, that's Tatsugun who asked this question. Sorry. So yeah, please let's communicate. Please can you email support@diviengine.com and let's communicate and let's get that feature added in for you. This is how BodyCommerce is actually growing. I'll be honest with you. Feedback from customers saying this is what we need, and then that's how we've got all these different options, because people all get together, all these different ideas, and then it grows. Question 2, Navneet from Fiji. Possibility to show one variation attribute in the form of swatches. So it isn't possible really, because as I explained before, you have the ability to add it to cart. You want to only show one, and I guess my follow-up question to you is, what is the idea behind showing only one variation attribute in the swatch? So Navneet, if you can just ask me, if you answer me like, what is the purpose of just showing one variation? Is it just because at this moment they can add it to cart, so you need to show all your variations? Is it just, do you want to show one variation but then them still go to the product page? Is that what you want? What I'll do is I'll make the camera big so you can see me. Okay, so question 2, the annoying thing with the add to cart is the lack of control over the quantity box. So the quantity box, nice, good question. This is another cool feature by BodyCommerce. So Divi engine, BodyCommerce mods, form field customizer. So the reason why we added it here is because you can change it globally, because there's quantity boxes in your checkout, in your cart and the product page. So here we have the ability to customize the input or quantity. So here we go, go on to quantity. So we want to customize the quantity, yes. The style, the width, the background color, let's make it white. Make the numbers black. Minus icon, so if you click on here, it'll take you to the Elegant Themes icon list. Scroll down so you see the icons. And here you can see the minus. What in the instructions it says, copy the letters that appear after the X. The X, so you can see it's 4B. So I'm just going to add 4B in there for the minus. Okay, so you can add this one if you want. Add 4F. Where am I? BodyCommerce mod. Sorry. So minus, plus, quantity border style. I want that to be solid. You can make it dashed if you want, but I would want to do that. Well, could match your website actually. To be honest, that's why we're giving you the possibility. The border radius, let's just add a nice little border radius of 1 pixel, 8 pixel, whatever. So you can also customize the drop down field as well. Let's enable that, and let's go through to the product page, and now you'll hopefully your nice quantity field for you. Now you can update it like that. So Navneet, that is how you customize the quantity page. Now I'll jump back into my full view so you can see me. Okay, so just to follow on, so customers, Navneet said so that customers are able to know the colors of the products are available. Okay, so yeah, so currently there isn't a way to just show the swatches on the loop layout and then they click through to the product page. I will have a look at this. So this is another feature request, and I would quite like to add this. I think it's a good suggestion. So you basically just giving the viewer the visually they can see, okay, there's blue, red, pink, green, whatever, and then they click through to the product page and then add it to cart. So currently, no, there isn't an option. There is an option to show all of them and to add it to cart on that page, but we'll have a look at adding that for you. Question 3, Divi T. If the Shopify cart is not optimized for mobile, the tabs look weird when browsing on mobile. So the Shopify, I think I actually have that on my site. So depends what version you're using, because there was a version where it did that. We've fixed it. So you go down and actually remove the tabs. At certain points that they don't actually need tabs. I don't know what I did there. I clicked on BodyCommerce feed. Okay, so you can see how. Make sure you update to the latest version. If you have issues, please email us and we'll give you help. Hop, Nay Rodson. Peter, if we want to sell food and drinks in France, we need to put the price per kilo per liter. Is there a way to show a line with the attribute module that automatically calculates the price? My goodness. So we need to put the price per kilo per liter. So I would, if it was me, and tell me if this is possible, in the shop, go to inspect. So this is a good option. Or let's just do the, I don't know, album. Album's one Beanie's one we're editing on at the moment. Here I would add a new attribute. Okay, so this isn't the best way to add an attribute, just so you know, because our variation swatches, WooCommerce adds it in 2 different areas if you add it like that, and the WooCommerce swatches don't. see it that way. So I'm going to add it the correct way just for now. So here we're going to add, you know, price per kilo per liter. Use my you know, formatting of the words. So I mean, please stop me if you think this isn't the correct way. Oh, you can't see my screen. I'm so sorry. You can just see my big face. So what I did is I went to products attributes and then I added a new attribute called price per kilo per liter. Okay, so that's what I've done. Now in the beanie product, I'm going to reload this page now. Okay, so just to confirm, products attributes. I just added a new attribute there. And then in here, I'm going to go to my attributes. I'm going to add a new one called price per kilo per liter. And here I'm just going to add, I don't know, 4. Add new. This is the way to do it, sorry. Add new 4. And then by doing it that way, it actually gets saved to this section. Or you can actually configure the terms and add them all in here. You can see the 4's already in there now. So I'm going to be showing that, and I'm going to be showing visible on the product page, okay? Update that. Now in the custom loop, so this is me just working this out, right? So I haven't actually done this yet. So let me just remove all these modules. So we just have price, we have add to cart. I've removed the variations just to not get confused. And I'm going to add attribute. Yeah, I'm going to add prefix. So you can do, I don't know, euros. I don't have a euro symbol. So here you're going to choose. This is me just editing the. I didn't reload the page, so I hadn't picked up the new attribute. So yeah, attributes. Load. So if you say double reload, it's usually Divi, like it caches things, so it's just reloading to pick up the new attribute. And here you're going to price per kilo. Link attribute to archive page if you want. You can link there, but I'm just going to do that. So then let's check out how it shows. Beanie. And then that will, and then you can also do a prefix. So you can say, okay, prefix per price per kilo. I don't know, you know, you can add that, and then that will be a nice way to show that using the attributes. You can see the difference between the attribute module and the adding the variations on the product page using the add to cart module. I hope that's answered your question. If it hasn't, you know, please let me know. Levi Tikan, you have multiple order bumps for different products. Maybe the question is, can you have multiple order bumps for different products? So the way the order bump works, and in case anybody hasn't looked at it, I'm not going to go into great detail on this one. Maybe I'll do another webinar on it. But there's an order bump over here. And the way it works is you can either choose a specific product, so it will only show one product at the checkout for order bump, or you can show the first upsell or the first cross sale. You can't show multiple; it only shows one. If it is a variable product, it will therefore show a select drop down or whatever it is to choose the variation. So if you want to show multiple, maybe create a variation product, and then in there have different variations. So if anybody is unclear what I'm talking about, at checkout, order bump adds a nice section at the checkout saying, do you want to add this product to cart? We've given you a discount of 40%, for example, and it'll show over here. And then the person can just tick a box and it'll add it to the cart without having to reload the page or go to the product page and add to the cart. It's really simple and quick. So try the variation, and that is the only way at the moment. So if you want to add multiple, maybe email support@diviengine.com and we'll add it as a feature request. So Levi tier. We are able to add custom fields to the product pages instead of shopping cart. Like if we are selling a service and wanted a gift card cert number, name and message here. Yeah, so that is, you'll need an external plugin for that, my friend. I think somebody like Product Add-ons. It's one I use. It's on Code Canyon, I think I've used before. It's a really good plugin. Now be careful though, because our Ajax add to cart at the moment doesn't work with custom product add-ons like that, because we don't really know what the fields are to add to the cart. So at the moment, if you use an Ajax add to cart, you can't use that with that. But BodyCommerce doesn't allow you to add product add-ons. However, if you do have those product add-ons added to the product, I'm pretty sure that if you show the variation, I'm pretty sure if you say show variations, it will show as well. Even if it isn't a variation product and they're all single products, maybe show variations on the archive pages, and I think it'll pull those products, those layouts through. Okay, so the next one is the, I'm not even going to pronounce the French name, but it's the Biscuit Marion Pinot. How about when an out of stock is hiding the price? You mean that you want to hide the price when out of stock? In the settings. Okay, so I don't think there's the option at the moment. There's some wrong. There's so many. Okay, so please add in a support. Well, we'll add that to the feature request to hide the price if the product is out of stock. We'll do that for you, and I will let you know. I'll make sure. Yeah, I'll let you know. Elizabeth Yanis. I'll just say Elizabeth. I'd really like to be able to add a search sidebar on the category pages. That could be added to the plugin. So at the moment, I mean, you can do that at the moment. You go to the shop page, for example, and here we have our product loop. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Rookie error. You know, I need to get used to this. So if we go to the shop template we've been creating, where we have the product loop, you change the column size to something like that. Move the product loop over there, and in here you could add a search. We have a global search module, and then update it, and that will be there. Now, if you're talking about variation swatches, so it probably just needs a bit of tweaking. I think this too many over there, and I think there's some settings in this global module to change the size and stuff. So it needs a bit of work, but that's how you can do it. But if you're talking about variation, I mean filters, we will soon, hopefully, I'm holding thumbs. At some point this year, we will add filters, Ajax filters, to the plugin. So a little spoiler alert: our new plugin uses Ajax filters for something else, and once that's launched, we'll look to integrate that in with BodyCommerce. So spoiler. I'm not going to go into, unless people want to know, great detail about that. It'll be cool to be able to filter products based on different criteria. Yeah, so that's I've answered that question with what I'm talking about. So at the moment, we don't have Ajax. Now there is a really good company called BRocket, BRocket.com. These guys, their Ajax filters works with our custom loop layout. They've made it work. That's so works well. When we launch our variation swatches, when we launch our Ajax filters, you won't need this anymore. But at the moment, fortunately, this is the guys who we. Okay, so you meant a different. So going back to Lee's question about the order bump, you meant a different order bump for different product choices. me just go to this hoodie because the one that has the variation out of this again. So I'm on the hoodie. At the moment, the way the order bump works is it works on linked products, upsells and cross sell, the whole product. You want to do it specific for a variation. It isn't a way at the moment. Could we add a way? My brain is going off on this thing. So let's add that as a feature request, and I can take a look. Maybe it'll go on depending. And how can we target just that variation? I'm gonna have to have a look at that, and I can get back to you on. Hopefully, we can find something for you. At the moment, no, sorry, it doesn't work. And Levi T again. Last question: are you going to add upsell pages, Levi? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will. So what Levi's talking about, and Levi, we had a good chat before, and what he's talking about is, let's say if you want to create a, like a, what do they call, a sales funnel. So you come through to the product page, and let's just show my screen. So let's say you come through to the product page. Okay, so I'm over here and I want to go through to this product page, and then I like this. So let's say you have a Facebook ad running, come to here, buy our product. They click on that ad, they end up on this product page. You can create a nice landing page, nice sales funnel page in Divi and our modules. What Levi's talking about is when you add this to the cart, between this stage and the checkout, you have another page that pops up, or that's in between, that says, hey, would you like to add this to your order? Or even downsell, so upsell, downsell. So would you like to add this to your cart for, a limited offer of 30% off? Then they can just click a tick box or yes, and then it'll add it to the cart. And then it goes through to the checkout page, and in the checkout page you have the order bump, which then you can further offer another deal, and without them having to go to the product page. So to answer your question, Levi, yes, we will be adding that. Again, at the moment, our primary focus is just to try, to get our new plugin launched at the moment, and then once that new plugin is launched, we can focus to finalize some of these extra features which we want to add, and also to make that other plugin better and all other plugins better. So yeah, we will get there. We'll get there. And then finally, we have Ritaj Singh. If nice to see you, man. Like, I know you're in the UK as well. If there are variations out of stock, is there a way to show add to basket to change to show out of stock when a particular variation? So if the variation is out of stock, is there a way to show the add to basket to change to show out of stock when a particular? So do you mean, is there a way to change the add to basket button, remove that, and just have add to cart? Is that what you're referring to? Sorry, remove that add to cart button and just say out of stock. Is that what you mean? And he also asked, it would be great to have the product add-ons to work with Ajax add to cart. Yeah, I agree. And again, we're going to address this and look at this. At the moment, we can't add compatibility for Ajax add to cart for all the different plugins out there. So we only limited it to the vanilla WooCommerce, single variation and subscriptions. So we'll get there. Okay, so are we able to add custom fields to product pages instead of shopping carts? Like if we are selling a service, and okay, so that's been done. Okay, so Portage thing. Yeah. So again, we'll add that as a feature request. So I'll look to add that. So what he means is when he's on a, I've removed the. So what he means is, okay, so let's say if I select that in medium and it's out of stock, for this button, I guess the quantity as well to be removed, to say like out of stock. I can look to add that as well. Because at the moment it just disables it, doesn't it? It doesn't, visually it probably won't be. Yeah, so we can add that as a feature. I think that's great. Change screen. I'm terrible. What I was referring to was this. So let's say if somebody chooses green and large, for example, what Portage was talking about was if the green and large is out of stock for the button and the quantity, then just say out of stock. Because at the moment, as I think I'll say, I'm repeating myself, but at the moment this button just gets disabled. So I will look to add that. These, it's BodyCommerce is so comprehensive, yet there's still so much more it can do, because with e-commerce you have so many different styles of so many different functionalities, so many different things that you need to do, that it's so hard for us to add every single possibility. So if there's things that it doesn't do that you really want, we just hope that you can just bear with us, and we will look at things. Please add your feature requests. I think that's it, guys. So yeah. Any more questions? I'll blabber on for another minute, and then have any questions, just please fire them in. Otherwise, I'll end the webinar. So blabber oning. What's going on? Divi engine is growing, doing more stuff. You may see some guys who are helping with support and marketing, Chris and Yaksan, who are great guys. We also have a new plugin which we're going to be launching very soon, and I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a game-changing plugin in my opinion. So keep a lookout for that when it arrives. Yeah, so we're going to be having that very soon. And yeah, we just want to step up our game on how to support you guys more. So these webinars, I want to arrange a meetup. We're going to be adding some quick tips and tutorials on like social media. So make sure you follow us on subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter, because we're going to be adding some videos and short quick tips and things a bit like this. How I'm talking about how to change the price using the price module with the custom loop layout, things like that. We're going to be adding as quick little tips for you. So yeah, so this webinar has been going on for a good hour, so I think it's good to wrap it up then. Thanks for those who have stayed for the whole hour. If you've had to leave, like, great to have you. If you're watching this as like later on or tomorrow, like, amazing to have you watching this. I just want to say thanks again for supporting Divi Engine. One, we love you guys. Two, you guys by supporting us, and I don't want this to be a I don't want this to be like a sales pitch or anything, but by supporting us, if you haven't checked out the Sozo Foundation, for every purchase we make a donation on your behalf. So depending on how much you spend, you may donate a hot food or a sandwich to a child in South Africa. So it's a charity in South Africa, or maybe it is maybe we'll donate the internet or tutoring. It all depends on how much you spend. We basically give money, a donation on your behalf. This does not come out of your pocket, it comes out of our pocket. We just want to give, and the reason why we want to give is because we think it's a good thing to do, have a giving heart, and two, I think it's good to give away money, because otherwise then you get controlled by it, and when you're controlled by money, it's just not a good thing to be controlled by money. So that's the reason why we do it. So I think you guys can be proud because take a look at our blog and see what we've actually given to the Sozo Foundation, and you'll see how amazed, like, even small thing like a sandwich ends up being hundreds of sandwiches, and you just think how there's people in a really poor area who can't really afford, or maybe come from a home where the parents don't look after the kids, like, and there we go, they're getting their school lunch, which is amazing. So yeah, and then there's some really good things like teaching some of the kids, like, learn to become like coffee baristas, for example, or bakers, and we do give like a week-long course like to those. So yeah, it's an amazing thing to be part of, and I'll challenge you guys as well. Any company that you own or any business that you own, I'll challenge you to do the same. You know, like, have a giving heart, and to give percent of what you earn, and you'll see what wonders it does for your own self, but for your customers as well, and then you're helping others. So that's brilliant. So anyway, so I think that's it now, guys, and have a great day and a great week, and yeah, and stay safe. I mean, we're coming probably to the end of this COVID. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in the future? But stay safe, and yeah, I just hope you guys have a great year, and we'll be doing another webinar next month. So I'm open to topics. So if you want a topic on a specific thing like this custom loop layout, please send it into support@diviengine.com, and we will make a vote, and then based on the most amount of votes, we will do the next webinar on that. We might even do a poll on social media as well to really get some good feedback. So thanks so much. Stay safe, and tune in again, and we'll see you all another time.